It has been said several times that corruption is the bane of development in Nigeria, and ironically, all efforts to curb the trend have not yielded any positive result. Several discoveries have been made in the past, and those culpable are in their homes living large without any form of repayment. Galaxy News correspondent Lebby Joseph takes a look at this scenario in this report.
Systemic corruption is a major obstacle to stability and economic development in Nigeria. It's estimated that since independence, corruption has cost the country economy about $700 billion. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission of Nigeria recovered several hundreds of millions in local and foreign currencies linked to corruption and fraud practices, but without tangible prosecution of the perpetrators.
If I was to rate Nigeria presently, today, about the fight against corruption, I would say that there is a lot of movement, but very little progress. So there's a lot of activities going on in terms of on the part of government, or across all arms and tiers of government, that appears to support the notion that we are fighting corruption. But in the real sense of it, there has been little outcome or commitment on the part of those who should necessarily take those actions towards fighting corruption.
We have started something, but we are not where we should be. Indeed, challenge is about how much you have lost our values as a people, to the extent that corruption seems to have become the order of the day.
There's a need for committed actions against corruption owing to its devastating consequences to the nation. Corruption has adverse effect on the economic growth of a nation and chokes entrepreneurship. Corruption is unarguably the cause of stagnation, distortion of growth and development in Nigeria.
And we've heard about the budgets that have been passed, including the supplementary appropriation. That is fine. But what about details of how those funds have been spent? What about the budget loot over the years that Nigeria has recovered, but we do not know how those funds have been spent? All these indices goes into rating whether a government is fighting corruption, is serious about fighting corruption, or has made any impact at all in fighting corruption.
Government policies. When government, come up with a particular policy, the Nigerian man believes that that policy is geared towards a particular, corrupt tendencies. A regular Nigerian believes that, in fact, the trust deficit that is within the system, as between the regular Nigerian and the people in government, is also, that's largely the major problem.
There are several legal instruments in the Nigeria containing provision against corruption practices. Section 98, subsection 1 of the Criminal Code provides that any public officer who is found guilty of corruption is guilty of a felony and is liable to 7 years imprisonment. And it is high time this law is put into use. From Lagos, this is Lebby Joseph reporting for Galaxy TV News.